everyone, it's Carly, and today I thought I would make a quick video for you to show you how I made the little flower hair accessories for my sister-in-law's wedding. I posted that picture on my website, and a lot of people were wondering how to do it, so I thought that I would just do it really quick for you. So I have the supplies laid out that we're going to need, and we're going to need an adhesive. This Fabri-Tac works great, and glue guns work great too. You're also going to need a lighter, scissors. You're going to need whatever you want to attach it to, whatever kind of barrette works best for whose hair you're making it for, or whatever you like the best. A little center embellishment. I'm going to use these little gems. And then you're going to need some fabric. And this fabric, I think, is called a poly satin, but it's kind of got this shiny side to it and then this more dull side, and that's going to be the kind that you want. And then, so we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do our first step, which is just we're going to cut circles out of our fabric. And they don't have to be perfect circles or anything, and you just want to do a bunch of different sizes. And I did 2 different colors, and I alternated my colors, but you can do just one color if you want. And so you can really do whatever you want with it. In fact, here's what one I made looks like with just one color, and my layers are all sorts of different sizes and so this is what it's going to look like when it's done. But I cut my fabric down a little bit smaller just to make it easier to cut with, and then we're just going to go ahead and cut circles. We're going to take our lighter and just kind of burn the edges. Now, the more you burn the edges, or you're not really burning it because it doesn't really leave a charred mark, you're just kind of melting them and they kind of shrivel up a little bit. Circle. If you want it to do more, then just leave the heat there more. If you just want to do a little bit, then you just kind of quickly put the heat there. If you want it to like curl up more, you kind of put the flame underneath the edge more than on the side. So we're doing that on all of these edges. Okay, once I get all the edges burned, I kind of put it together how I think it's going to look, and I decide if I need to burn some a little bit more or what. So that's essentially how it would look, and I'm thinking, I could cut this bigger one down a little bit, or I could burn the edges up a little bit more. But I think I'm going to leave it for now, and then I'll just show you how I assemble them. I'm going to put mine on a little, what are these called? I don't know, pop clips. But anyways, that's what I'm going to put mine on. And I'm actually going to start with my jewel. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that. In my first layer. I'll turn it over and I'll just keep adding. Okay, we'll let that dry a little bit. The good thing about using a hot glue gun would be that it would dry a little bit faster, harden up a little bit faster than the Fabri-Tac does. Okay, so here's how it looks on my little barrette, and I didn't get it really centered, which is fine. So I could do two things, which I think I am going to do a little bit of. So I'm going to cut a little bit off this edge while it's there. And I'm also going to actually just go underneath this big one just a little bit more, and it's going to actually bring my edges in. So I really didn't have to cut a whole lot of it to fix my little mistake, and I wouldn't have to at all, because you can kind of, you know, if you don't like how it is after, you can always take your fire and give it a little bit more in certain areas and go from there. So it's really just, you know, if you don't like it, keep burning it or cut off a little bit. Okay, I'm also going to show you another way that you can assemble your flower. So I've cut out my circles already, and I have everything that I'm going to use for it. And instead of burning my circles first, I am actually going to burn as I go. And that allows me to make it like closer to what I want. It would probably be kind of hard if you were doing a hot glue gun with this, just because you wouldn't be able to handle it because the heat would come through the back of this. But I think that if you want to get a closer thing, not worry about like your circles, this is the better way to do it. We'll see if I can get my, there we go, flame to start going. The thing that is annoying about this direction is that you have to keep putting the lighter down and then getting it to start again and putting it down. So that is one drawback of this way. Okay, so there's my black one, and I was able to get it a lot closer and kind of tuck the edges a little bit more underneath because I knew how close I wanted to get it to be. So there's two different ways you can do it. It just depends on how you like it or what you want it to do. And the more you do, the more you'll figure out which way you want to do it and how you want it to look. And it's fun because it can just be different every time. It doesn't have to be perfect, which is so nice because sometimes I try to be a little too much of a perfectionist. Okay, so there you go. There's a couple ways that you can do it, and I hope you have a great day.